Your RAG system's retrieval quality was decided before the first query ever arrived, at index time, when you chopped your documents into chunks and probably kept the default. Chunking is the least glamorous decision in RAG and the highest leverage one. Get it wrong and no re-ranker, no better model, no clever prompt will save you. 9 concepts, from fixed size splitting to semantic chunking, and how to actually evaluate any of it. Let's go. Here is why chunking exists, and why it hurts. Your documents are too big to embed whole and too big to stuff into prompts, so you split them into chunks, and each chunk becomes one embedding vector, a single point in space that must represent everything the chunk says. Now feel the tension pulling at both ends. Make the chunk too big, and that one vector becomes an average of too many ideas. A page that discusses refund policy, shipping times, and warranty claims collapses into a vector that is mediocre at representing all three. A query about refunds lands near it only weakly, and retrieval misses. That failure has a name worth remembering: embedding dilution. Make the chunk too small, and each vector is sharp but the retrieved text is useless. The sentence, "it must be returned within 30 days, retrieves beautifully for a returns query, and arrives stripped of what it is, which product line, which country. The model receives a confident fragment with no context and answers wrong, confidently. So chunking is not pre-processing trivia. It is deciding what a retrievable unit of meaning is for your corpus, and that decision is frozen into the index before any query arrives. Most teams take a library default of 500 tokens, ship it, and then spend weeks tuning re-rankers and prompts to compensate for a decision they made in one line and never revisited. This episode is about revisiting it properly. First, why this one decision outranks the fancy ones. Walk the pipeline and watch the chunking decision propagate. Retrieval finds chunks. If a fact is split across two chunks, or buried in a diluted one, similarity search cannot find what is not coherently there. Re-ranking reorders the chunks retrieval found. A re-ranker cannot resurrect a fact that never made the candidate list. Generation answers from the chunks it was handed. A model cannot cite a sentence that arrived amputated from its subject. Every downstream stage operates on the units chunking created. None of them can repair those units. That is why chunking is upstream of everything. In the exact way indexing was upstream in the modular RAG episode, it quietly sets your ceiling. Here is the operational consequence. When a RAG system gives bad answers, teams instinctively tune downstream, swap the model, add a re-ranker, rewrite the prompt, because those changes are cheap and do not require reindexing. Chunking changes mean re-embedding the corpus, so it gets treated as fixed infrastructure. But if the retrievable units are wrong, all that downstream effort is polishing the delivery of the wrong material. The uncomfortable diagnostic, and you should actually do this: read 20 retrieved chunks for 20 real queries. If chunks routinely start mid-sentence, mix unrelated topics, or answer without their subject, no downstream tuning will fix that system. The fix is at index time, where nobody is looking. Budget accordingly. Chunking deserves the first week of a RAG project, not the last afternoon. Now the default everyone ships. Fixed size chunks. The baseline: cut the text every n tokens, commonly 256 or 512, regardless of what the text says. It is fast, deterministic, trivially parallel, and completely indifferent to meaning. It will happily cut mid-sentence, mid-table, mid-thought. The standard patches overlap. Let each chunk share its last 50-odd tokens with the next, so a sentence severed at a boundary survives whole in at least one chunk. Understand what overlap is: a band-aid, not a fix. It papers over boundary damage at the cost of index bloat. 10 to 20% more vectors to store and search, duplicated content that can crowd your top K results with near identical chunks, and it does nothing about the deeper problem of chunks that ignore the document's actual structure. 2 upgrades to the baseline that cost nothing. First, count in tokens, not characters. Your embedding model has a token limit, and character counts drift widely across languages and code. Second, respect the small boundaries even when ignoring the big ones. Cutting at sentence ends rather than midword is nearly free and removes the ugliest failures. When is fixed size actually fine? Homogeneous prose with weak structure, transcripts, chat logs, scraped articles, where paragraph boundaries carry little signal anyway. And it is always the right first baseline to measure against, because if a fancy strategy cannot beat fixed size on your evaluation set, that is worth knowing before you pay the fancy strategies bill. What fixed size never deserves is what it usually gets, being the permanent, unexamined default. Concept 3. The sane default, recursive splitting. Recursive character splitting is the strategy most libraries now ship as the recommended default, and it deserves the spot. The idea is a separator hierarchy. Try to split on the biggest natural boundary first, paragraph breaks. If a resulting piece is still over your size limit, split it on the next boundary down, single new lines. Still too big? Sentences. Then words, and only in pathological cases, characters. The effect, chunks send at natural boundaries whenever the document allows it, and the splitter only descends to cruder cuts when a single paragraph is genuinely oversized. Paragraphs survive whole. Sentences almost never get severed. Most of fixed-size splitting's ugliest artifacts disappear, at nearly the same cost, with the same predictable chunk sizes for your embedding model. Why does such a simple heuristic work so well? Because authors already chunked the document. A paragraph break is a human being marking, one thought ended, another began. Recursive splitting is simply respecting the semantic annotations that were already sitting in the white space, free structure, provided by the writer, that naive splitting throws away. Its honest limit, white space is all it sees. It cannot tell a heading from a footnote, does not know that a table row belongs with its header, and treats a code block like prose. The moment your documents have real structure, Markdown, HTML, source code, whitespace stops being enough, and that is exactly where the next concept picks up. But as the default for arbitrary text, recursive splitting earned the crown, structure respecting where possible, size bounded always. Concept 4. When documents have real structure, use it. Most corpora worth retrieving from are not flat prose. Documentation has heading hierarchies. Wikis have sections. Contracts have numbered clauses. Code has functions and classes. PDFs have pages, tables, and figures. Structure where chunking passes that structure first and derives chunks from it. Markdown splitters cut at heading boundaries and attach the heading part to each chunk. HTML splitters walk the DOM. Code splitters cut at function and class boundaries so a chunk is a complete, compilable unit rather than the bottom half of one function stapled to the top of the next. Two wins compound here. The chunks themselves align with how humans organize the material. A section on error handling becomes the chunk about error handling, retrievable as a unit. And the structure gives you metadata for free. This chunk lives under deployment, then rollbacks, attach that path, and suddenly the model can cite where an answer came from and your retriever can filter by section. 2 traps to name. Tables, naive splitters shred them, separating row values from the headers that give them meaning. A table usually wants to be one chunk, or be converted to prose. And heading-only chunks, a section title with 2 sentences under it makes a uselessly thin chunk, merge small sections into their parents rather than embedding fragments. The principle across all of it, the document's author already did the chunking in the structure. Your job is to recover their boundaries, not to impose your own with a token counter. Halfway. The clever one, splitting on meaning itself. Semantic chunking stops trusting formatting entirely and asks the embeddings themselves where the boundaries are. The mechanism: split the document into sentences, embed every sentence, then slide through them measuring similarity between neighbors. While consecutive sentences stay similar, they are the same topic. Keep buffering them into the current chunk. When similarity dips below a threshold, the subject just changed, cut there, and start the next chunk. The chunk boundaries land where the meaning shifts, not where a token count happened to run out. When does this earn its cost? Dense prose with weak formatting, transcripts, long essays, legal text, script content where paragraphs are arbitrary or missing, exactly where recursive splitting has nothing to grab onto. There, semantic chunking produces topically coherent chunks nothing else can find. Now the bill, because it is real. You are running an embedding pass over every sentence in your corpus just to decide boundaries, before embedding the chunks themselves. Indexing cost multiplies, indexing time stretches, and the threshold is a genuine hyperparameter. Set it too high and everything splits, too low and nothing does, and the right value differs per corpus. And the results are only as good as sentence embeddings are at detecting topic shifts, which is well short of perfect. The honest verdict: semantic chunking is a specialist tool, not an upgrade path. On structured documents, structure where chunking beats it for a fraction of the cost. Reach for it when your text is a wall, not because it sounds smarter than counting tokens. Concept 6. The elegant trick. Small chunks retrieve, big chunks answer. Here is the insight that dissolves the size dilemma. Instead of tuning it, retrieval and generation want different chunk sizes, so stop making one chunk serve both. Retrieval wants small, focused chunks, one idea per vector, sharp similarity, minimal dilution. Generation wants large, complete context, the whole section, so the model sees definitions, caveats, and the sentences around the match. Any single chunk size is a compromise between those two pulls. The pattern that ends the compromise goes by parent document retrieval, or small to big. Index small child chunks, sentences or tight paragraphs, each pointing at its large parent, the full section or page it came from. Search runs over the small chunks, where precision lives. But what you hand the model is the parent, the complete surrounding context the small chunk belongs to. You searched with a scalpel and read with the whole page. The mainstream variant is sentence window retrieval. Index individual sentences, and on a hit, return the sentence plus a window of its neighbors. Costs: honestly, a document store alongside your vector store to resolve parents, deduplication when several children point at the same parent, you do not want the same section 3 times in the prompt, and a bigger index because children are many. But notice what this reframes: chunk size stops being one number you agonize over and becomes two numbers with different jobs, a retrieval size and a reading size. Most mature RAG systems land on some version of this. It is usually the single biggest chunking upgrade available for the money. Concept 7. Fixing the amnesia every chunk is born with. Every chunk is born with amnesia. The moment you cut it, it forgets which document it lived in, which section, which product, which year. The limit is 50 per account. Limit of what? From the 2024 policy or the deprecated one? The chunk does not say, so the embedding does not know. So retrieval matches it against everything vaguely limit-shaped, and the model cites it with unearned confidence. The cheap, mandatory fix: prepend a context header before embedding. Document title, section path, maybe the date, enterprise billing guide, then rate limits, glued to the top of the chunk text. Now the embedding carries the aboutness the raw text lost. Retrieval can separate billing limits from API limits, and the model can actually attribute what it reads. If you did structure-aware chunking, you already have this metadata. Injecting it costs a string concatenation. The stronger, paid version is contextual retrieval. For every chunk, ask an LLM to write 1 or 2 sentences situating it. This passage is from the refunds section of the 2024 policy and covers international orders, and prepend that before embedding. Measurably large retrieval gains, at the price of an LLM call per chunk at index time, the same cost shape as graph rags extraction, smaller dose. The ladder is plain, metadata headers are nearly free, do them always. LLM contextualizing is a paid upgrade. Buy it when retrieval quality is worth dollars per corpus. Doing neither, shipping bare fragments and hoping, is a silent default, and it is the wrong one. Concept 8. Stop choosing chunk sizes by vibes. Every chunking debate ends the same way. Somebody says, let's try 800 tokens, everyone nods, nobody measures. Here is the grown-up loop, and it is smaller than it sounds. Build a golden set, 30 to 100 real questions from your actual users or logs, each paired with the passage that answers it. An afternoon of work, and it converts every future chunking argument into an experiment. Then, for each candidate strategy, fixed 512, recursive, structure-aware, small to big, index the corpus and measure recall at k. For what fraction of the golden questions does the answering passage appear in the top k retrieved chunks? That single number is your retrieval ceiling. If the passage is not in the top 10, nothing downstream can use it. Break ties with MRR, how high the right chunk lands, and only involve an LLM judge for end-to-end answer quality after retrieval metrics have narrowed the field, because retrieval metrics are cheap, stable, and diagnose where the failure lies. What the numbers typically show, and why measuring beats folklore. The best chunk size varies by corpus. Dense legal text wants smaller chunks than chatty documentation. Recursive beats fixed by a solid margin on structured prose and barely matters on transcripts. Small to big posts, the biggest recall gains on corpora with long sections. None of those findings transfer reliably from blog posts to your data, which is the entire point. One afternoon of golden set building buys you permanent immunity from chunking by anecdote. Measure, pick, remeasure when the corpus changes. That is a whole discipline. Last one. The ladder, and how to choose for any corpus. Put the whole episode on one ladder, climbing only when the rung below measurably fails. Rung 1, recursive splitting, token counted, sentence respecting, the universal starting point, with a fixed size run kept as the baseline to beat. Rung 2, if your documents have structure, markdown, HTML, code, contracts, switch to structure-aware chunking and harvest the metadata. This is the cheapest big win in the catalog. Rung 3, always inject context headers. They cost a concatenation and pay for themselves in attribution and retrieval precision. Rung 4. If retrieval precision and answer completeness are fighting each other, they couple with small to big, search small, read big. Rung 5. For wall of text corpora with no structure to recover, consider semantic chunking. For retrieval quality worth real money, consider LLM contextual enrichment. And under every rung, the golden set, because no rung is worth climbing without a number that says it helped. And whenever you have to decide how to chunk documents for RAG, run the same reasoning out loud, name the tension, one vector per chunk, dilution against amputation. Name the default, recursive, token-based, with overlap as a patch, not a fix. Name the upgrade path, structure first, Context headers always, decouple retrieve and read when precision fights completeness. And name the discipline, a golden set and recall at K, because chunk size is an empirical question, not a preference. Reason that way and you are debugging retrieval, not just calling a splitter with its defaults. That's chunking, the decision your RAG system made before its first query, finally made on purpose. Respect the structure the author gave you, give every chunk its context back, split retrieval size from reading size, and let a golden set referee every argument. This joins the full RAG family on the channel: standard, corrective, self, adaptive, agentic, graph, and modular. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.